Hello everyone. Let us continue our discussion on class in Python. Okay, we are going to discuss on the inheritance property of class here in this session. So inheritance is a property where I can create one class as a child class from already existing classes, that is the parent class, and this parent child relationship ensures that all the properties and methods are inherited in the child class. So when I create a child class, that is I create a new class and I refer any existing class, then automatically all the methods and properties are accessible within the child class. Okay, this child class is named as the derived class and the parent class is named as the base class, and for any child class there can be one base class or there can be multiple base classes. So in the inheritance where derived class is derived from multiple base classes, then it is called multiple inheritance, and when the derived class is derived from a single base class, then it is called single inheritance. Okay, the init method of derived class overrides the init method of base class. That means by default when you create a derived class and if you don't write any constructor inside it, then whenever you are creating any object of the derived class, then by default the constructor of the base class gets called. But if the constructor is defined for the derived class, then it overrides the constructor of the base class and it does not get called. And if we want that, okay, when I am creating the object for the derived class, then both of the constructors of the derived class and base class should be called. In that case, I should write the init method of the base class inside the init method of the derived class. How to do that I will show with example. And as the constructor will be overridden, similar way if there is a method in the base class and if we define a different version of the method with the same name within the derived class, then whenever the method is called for the derived object, then only the method written inside the derived class will be called. The method written inside the base class will not be called in that case. Okay, so that's how it is overridden, whether it's a constructor or it's a method. So now we'll go back to Jupyter notebook and I will show that how to create the derived class and how these base class method are used and how they are overridden. Okay, so going back to Jupyter notebook, so this is the employee class there that we have already created as part of last session. So I will create this employee class again. Before that I will just restart my kernel so that if there is anything in the buffer it should be clean. Okay, so now this employee class, I will create the employee class. Okay, so the employee class is created. Now I am creating another class called manager, but here after the name manager I am not putting colon. Instead of that I have a bracket, and inside the bracket I have written employee. Employee is another class. So with this syntax I am telling the Python interpreter that I want to create a class manager which will inherit from this employee class. So inherit means it will inherit all the properties and methods of employee class. And inside the class I have written only this pass statement. It means that I am actually not writing anything in the manager class. So whatever methods and data attributes are there for the employee class, those will be used and applicable for manager class. So let us execute this first. Okay, so manager class is created. Now I am creating one object of the manager class mgr1, where I have written mgr1 equal to manager, and inside bracket I have sent two parameters, that is name and salary. If you remember, in employee class the constructor, it takes three arguments: self, name and salary. So when I call this, it understands that this object is of manager class, so it goes to manager class. But in manager class there is no init method, so it knows that manager is the derived class of employee, so it directly goes to the init method of employee, and here self is mapped to mgr1 and these two parameters are mapped to name and salary, and this value should be initialized. Okay, so Let us execute this. So this mgr1 object is created. This statement was executed successfully. In the next set of statements, I am taking these data attributes of manager or employee, you can say, because these are all employee data attributes, and I have inherited in the manager class. So let us retrieve these data attributes for this mgr1 object and print. So you can see it is printed 1, that's the employee count, then this is the name, this is the salary. So here you understand that how inheritance worked, and from the inherited class I can create the inherited class object, which is actually accessing all the methods and attributes of the parent class or the base class. Okay, so this is done. And then coming to the next cell, here I am again creating the manager class. I'm inheriting the employee class, and now here I have done the init method of this manager class I have written. Okay, and it is taking self, name, salary, and another parameter, that is report is. So it is some data attribute which I want specific to manager. So for all employees there is no reportee, but for manager there will be this reportee attribute. Okay, and inside that I have called this employee.init. So I am calling the constructor for the employee, and then here I have updated that report is attribute with the report is parameter. Okay, but before that let us just remove this part. Okay, I will just comment out. So here I will comment out this part. Okay, and I will execute this. Let us try to create the manager class like that. Okay, and then here I'm trying to create the mgr1 object now for this manager class. I'm sending name, salary, and number of reporters. Okay, it is something old things are coming because of the old class. So I'll just restart my kernel, and I will create the employee class again, and now I'll create the manager class again, and this manager object. So now this mgr1 is created. Okay, now if you just try to retrieve these values in some variables, let us see. Okay, so once I have executed this, you can see that this statement is creating problem, because it is saying that manager object has no attribute name. Why it is happening? Because the init method of manager is overriding the init method of employee, so that never gets called. And as in this init method I am not initializing this name and salary values that I am sending, that's why it is not understanding that any attribute name is there. That's why it is creating problem. So to solve this problem, I should call this employee.init method init, okay, for creating the manager class. Okay, it is again the old things are running, so I'll just restart the kernel again. Okay, so I'll create the employee class again, then here I will come and create the manager class, then I'll create the manager mgr1 object, and now you can see that it is printed. So these values are initialized appropriately, because from the manager class constructor, the constructor of employee class was also called, and every value was properly initialized. Okay, assignment was done for all the 4 attributes. Fine. Okay, now I can call the show emp method, that is defined inside the employee class. So if you call, you can see that name and salary are getting printed. That is from the show emp method of employee class. So as you know that in the derived class I can access the methods, those are already written in the base class. Okay, then number of emp, that was a class level method, right? So I can execute this for employee.number of emp. That method we had earlier also executed, so we can execute. It is showing total employees 1, and I can call that method from manager class as well. so it is showing total employees 1. So when I am calling this method for manager dot this, then it first checks if this method is written in manager class, but there is no such method, so it goes to the base class of manager, that is employee, and it executes the method from the employee class. Okay, that's how it is working. Okay, now I will delete this object mgr1. So you can see that object deleted for class manager. Now if you execute this, you will see that total employees is 0, because again here the destructor of the employee class was called and the employee count was decreased. Okay, now this is another version of manager class. Before doing that, I will restart my kernel. It is creating some problem with the old values present, so I will create the employee class again, and I will create the manager class again. You can see here that here apart from the constructor, I have the number of emp method that I am overriding, because number of emp method is already present in employee, but I am writing the same method here, but I am doing something different here. Okay, here the print statement is different, and I am writing a new method called show manager, where I am showing all these name, salary and report is attributes. Okay, so let us create manager class again, and now I am creating a new object mgr2 for this manager class. Okay, now I am calling the show mgr method that is defined in manager class, so it is showing me the data directly. So it is showing me the report is value, so you understand that it was assigned appropriately and it is called appropriately. It is showing me the values correctly. Then this number of emp method again I am calling. So total employees including managers. Now you can see that the statement is changed. Earlier it was only total employees, that is the employee method, but now it is now overriding the employee methods, and actually it's the manager method that is getting called here. So I'm getting the value. So as it has the same name with the employee method, so it is overriding the employee method. Fine. Okay, now I'm trying to create another class lead, where in bracket I have written two names, employee and manager. So actually what I am trying to do, I am trying to do multiple inheritance. So I want to inherit from multiple classes. Okay, and if you know that if nothing is mentioned inside the class definition, then it will take everything from the base classes. But here there is a problem, because this manager class is again derived from employee. So if we don't mention anything, any constructor, then it will cause you some problem. So you can see that some method resolution, there is a problem of method resolution order, right? So which order it will take the initialization, the init method, so that is why it is creating problem. To solve this one, it is always a good practice that when you are doing especially multiple inheritance, you should have the init method, especially when you are doing some inheritance from again inherited classes. So you have to maintain the order also. Here also it is important that you should first write manager, then the employee. Okay, means it is in the order of first the child and then the parent should be there. And then I have the constructor of lead class, and here I'm sending self, name, salary, report is and department. It is a new data attribute again for the lead class, and inside that I am calling the init method of manager class. Okay, so the constructor of manager will be called, and you can remember that inside the manager constructor I am again calling the constructor of the employee class. So it will be called in that way and everything should be fine. So let us check, and this self dot department equal to department. Okay, this employee count I don't need, because it will anyway be increased every time when the employee initialization will be done. So here my main purpose is that I should call its base initialization methods, and I should do the assignment for the new data member. So department is a new data member, so I will only do that inside the constructor for lead class. Okay, so now I am creating a new lead class object, lead1. Here I am sending 4 values. First one is the name of the leader, then this is the salary, this is the number of reportees and this is the department, because anyway one lead is a manager and one lead is an employee as well. Okay, so if you execute, it was executed successfully. Now if you call this method, you can see show manager method belongs to manager class, so it is getting called, as there is no such method in lead class, so it is showing correctly the data. Now I can call that number of emp method, so it is showing you the managers method. Why? Because this lead class is derived from manager and employee, but manager was the first class from where it was derived, that way it was initialized also. So it is first going to the manager class and taking the member function and calling it. Okay, and I can directly call the show emp method as well, so it is like the method from the another base class, that is employee, and I can always print the individual data attributes also from the multiple inheritance. So you can see that how we can do the inheritance, and when we are doing the multiple inheritance, it is important that we should know that how the base classes have come and whether they are also inherited from one another, and then we need to maintain some order and how the code is written. It is important, otherwise it may create some issue. Okay, so we have now covered the concepts of class and inheritance overview for Python. So that ends the session here, and thank you very much.